Good morning, it's Dave Knight here at 123daytrade.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Today is Friday. Happy Groundhog Day. Today is National Groundhog Day, and I haven't seen what Punxsutawney Phil did, but let's just assume he said 6 more weeks of winter, because that's what he pretty much always says, right? All right, so today is Friday, February 2nd, 2018. It is also Employment Friday, and the numbers should be out shortly, if not already out. Yes, they're out. So no change in the unemployment rate, 4.1%. Job creation was 200,000, non-farm employment change. Average hourly earning rates increases by 1/10 of a percent at 0.3 from forecast to 0.2. Previous was 0.3. Forecast 181 on the jobs, 200,000, so a little bit positive. And the unemployment rate stays unchanged once again at 4.1%. See how that plays out. In the crude oil market, pretty much a non-event right now, as you can see. It usually is a non-event on the crude oil inventory. On the crude oil market. The report that moves the crude oil market happens on the inventory day, which usually happens on Wednesday. Normally Wednesdays at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, or if there's a holiday in the U.S., markets are closed on a U.S. holiday, then it comes out on Thursday. So what we see right now is a whole bunch of nothing as it relates to the crude oil market. So if I see anything, I'll let you know. Right now, we are trading. Um, we're in a down day inside a range. Although it was up yesterday, so you could argue that it's inside an up day right now, an up week. So it's kind of let's just call it a range bound week. So it's pretty much been a range bound week. The high, once again, I think it was established. The high that we have right now in the markets is 66.66. I believe that was. Let's bring over the hourly charts and find out exactly when that was. And blow it up. It happened on January 25th, which was how long ago? It was Thursday of last week, so a week and a day. So a week and a day of trading. We see the high that was posted, and we are in an up run or an up market that we can see. If you look back at your daily charts, you have to look back. You actually have to go, so we can see it. We're in an uptrend. That's what I'm getting at. Here's your 50 bar cutting through prices. Here's your 200 bar, and it crossed over. Officially, let's call it around October. And since October, we've been on a rip-roaring tear from the $50 range that the market had been trading about 2.5, 3 years in the 40 to 50 range, and we busted out to move up into, now we're trading in the 60s. So physically we'd have to go back and look at weekly charts to be able to see anything resembling where we are right now. And in fact, you almost have to go out to the month. There's the weekly charts being printed out. You see that 2015, you got to look back to 2015 to see. And the weekly chart's about the only chart right now that doesn't show that crossover, right? Now we're trading down. Here's some volume coming in at the pivot. And some stopping volume trying to come into the market right there. Very violent right now. Could make for an interesting open outcry open. The old 8 o'clock mark. I'm going to pause until I see something here. So what do we got here? Today we have a 3P target of 61. Two-thirds is 11.1. 16.6 on a 1R. And we have a fake out right now at 70. Looking at our Gann numbers today, on the upside we have 67.24, downside pressure 64.75. Usually I look at this plus about 5 ticks above. So 80, we need to be printing about 85, 86 to counter the entry here. Looking at our 5-minute chart, what do we see? We see the market go up to the 200 bar on the SMA on the 5-minute charts and then trade off of it. $15-minute, well, it got close to the Fibonacci number that we were looking at earlier. It's retracement. Oh, excuse me, and that's the extension I put on the charts yesterday. So we got pretty close. We actually hit the extension in the trading session, so that did work. You can see that Z that forms, and then the extension that ran through here. And right now we got a pattern of lower highs, if it could hold that. going to look at 69. Don't really want to be on 70. I like to err away from being on these whole numbers whenever possible, the zeros and the fives, to enter into a market. The market has a tendency to reach those numbers, so I'd rather be on an odd number. We have an upside potential. We're going to measure the long side right now. I'm not going to trade the long. We're going to measure it. We have a long signal at 85. All right, so officially we have a short signal at 71 now, and a long signal at 85. We're measuring the long signal right now. 85 would need 66.05 for a 1p move, right in there. The short side will need 65.51, so running through pivot. Let's see what happens.
Well, call her
You
back.
come with me, then
Maybe Saturday afternoon. Oh wait, maybe the boys. Maybe Sunday afternoon. We can do it.
Yeah, if you're with me, then
That's Brent's. Brent's wireless.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If you're with me, I'll do it. I'm not going to go by myself, that's for damn sure.
Okay.
To someone's house, I have no idea who they are.
Well, maybe.
Or have I met them?
Maybe.
Maybe in passing.
Well, I'll tell her you're trading today, and then Saturday the boys have games. But maybe Sunday towards evening we could go, or Saturday towards evening we could go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll tell her you're interested in doing it then. Okay.
Sure.
Shouldn't be that bad. Shouldn't be that. Just a.
George, gosh.
Shouldn't take too long.
Okay.
You call my house?
I don't know. That's when I had time.
So you just left a message on
They have answering service. I call them during their work hours.
Okay, well, I'll call her today and tell her that you're interested, and I'll set up a time. I'll check the voice.
All right, so what's going on here? So we're trading inside a range, obviously inside a range. All right, so an 85 entry point needs, what do we call it, 6505 up move is a 1p up move. Looking at this is kind of a Gann signal too. Looks like maybe a prairie dog here, I like to call it. One, two, three, fourth time through. $79. When a market breaks out, I like to see it move quickly. The other, if it has any power, it should have go up. It shouldn't just stop. It should. Let me get mine. Here's your range, right? It's bouncing up and through here. So prairie dogs is what I call the prairie dog. And then, so think of it this way: so it's bouncing back and forth. Prairie dogs here, and then the true signal comes in. Now looking back, what I'm looking back at this stopping volume. So to get underneath this stopping volume, what happens is the market has to move up to a level so that it can go through it. Hopefully that makes some sense. And this is what you see being set up here with the Gann signal. Here's the 1, 2, this could be 3, it might be 4. And we're filled, by the way. Let me stop the screen draw. Positive fill it. You gotta love the sim account getting positive fill it. So 79. So the 65.79, we need the downside pressure. What I will need is 59 now. Let's move that one. That's a 1p target on the downside. Puts it pretty much on top of pivot. Alright, so let's see here. Gann today is 64.75. So let's move. Let's move that down to the Gann number for now. And let's figure out how much we need to move out of this into the next stage. I'm at 36.93. I need to be above 31.5. So I usually say 31.6. And I'm at 36.93. I need 907. So I need 91 ticks, it looks like. So if I go 850 plus 693.5, take away, it's doable. So 85 ticks is what I need. If we can get it without getting stopped. $65.80 less 85. So I need $64.95 if we can get the run today. That number right there will definitely win the funded account. And of course I'm looking for I always look for the Gann signal on the early morning trading. Let's get rid of that for now. Let's go ahead and put our entry point in. Right in there. Plus 3 ticks is 89, so we're going to take a little bit less of a loss here. If it breaks above this 86/3, we want out. We have an add at 71. But I really don't want to add this contract until we get to the open outcry, the 8 o'clock mark, which we're still 5 minutes away. I don't want to get knocked with it for 2 contracts on the open right now. I'd rather only lose 9 ticks on one right now. So what we got listed here, this is the down range for a 1P move, and once again this is the up range for an up move. Which one of these two will get hit? Probably on the first 5 minutes, one of these two will get hit. Obviously I'm hoping mine gets hit and it keeps moving down. Ideally I want to see it move 85 ticks down from here. That's like, you know, ideally speaking, where I want the market to head to. And everybody wants to be right, right? When you're trading, no one wants to be wrong. You don't trade to be wrong. By the way, a 3P down target is 18. So let's go ahead and put these in for now. You see me do this over and over again. I mean, like I'm a broken record. I do things consistently the same way, over and over again. 65.38. What I'm hoping for is a downward facing dog. Well, I'd like to see a move that just would take off and keep coming down. That's always my thought process. I'd like to see, you know, it move my direction and move quickly my way, and all within, you know, minutes. Two minutes from Wapner. One minute from Wapner. 1 minute from the open outcry. Okay, we're open at 8. Lock it into 86 for now. I want to lock in entry point right now, since we're down to pivot. Down and to pivot and through. 1P has been reached. Let's see how far we can let this market run down here. Break point is 72. Give it 5 is 77. I'm comfortable. 73, we'll go 5 over that is 78. 73 plus 5 will go 78 with our stop now. We want to see it bust through this. Fridays. Fridays can be fun to trade at times on the short side. If you can get movement quick and move. Alright. There we go. Down and through. Next target to the down is 38, then 18. We'll go ahead and lock in a couple extra ticks here. Go 3 over the 73 now. Nothing really here volume related to tell you that the down moves over. Although I've been fooled so many times, I just don't trust volume when it relates to some things. This is expected, fighting hard at pivot. And we're trying to stay away far enough from pivot to stay in the trade if it wants to come down. Usually on the short side, if we can get that downward movement quickly and push far enough away from pivot, we won't see it again. Highest red bar is 1322 today. It was printed at 735. Highest blue bar printed at 8 o'clock a.m. there. 728 at 8 a.m. So we're playing our lower high pattern until proven incorrect. And get rid of this now. We can print this off, I suppose. Made a 1p target. I'm only going to take 3 here. If we're looking at our 5-minute charts, it's trying to stop, right? We have this one here. We have this one here trying to put the brakes on right here. Hammer. 2 hammers right now. We see a hammer at 7:35 and we see a hammer once again at 8 a.m. So they're trying to stop the downward movement. You can see it happening on 2 different occasions, all at pivot. We come down here again, we probably bust through and head on down. So next time, if we can break through here, all things being equal, we should be able to push down low. You can see that it's traded off of this level right here, 735 mark. See the 200 bar cutting through prices here, very close to our entry point now. I mean, our exit point. Hopefully we can push down here and go down. You know, ideally go to my target. Why not? I get asked this occasionally, and I guess I'll answer it. Do I follow any other markets? Not when I'm trading. I don't. I'm my focus in energy is in one market. I'll look at the Dow after the fact, or I'll look at silver, gold, or whatever after the fact. I'll look at what S&P and Nasdaq and some of the other markets and what they did, but not while I'm trading. I don't want to be confused in my thinking by any other market. If I had a correlated market that I wanted to trade, then maybe. But right now, I'm focused in just one market. That's all I really want to know is what's going on. I don't have a TV on. When I'm sitting in TopStepTrader in the chat room, I don't sit in the room itself. I don't listen to anybody and any other's opinion. I certainly don't listen to any of the educators that TopStep brings on while I'm trading. Now, after the fact, yeah, sure. There's some dudes I like. I like Randy. I think his name is Randy Howell. He reminds me a lot of Van K. Tharp. There's some other guys that I like when they put them on. I don't, but I march to my own drum. And hopefully that makes sense. I march to my own drummer. I don't, I follow my own advice and I keep my own counsel. So 39, let's release this here. Release it. That's a 2p move right there. 3p move at 18. I'm going to move with the 200 bar for now. 73. We can always adjust this later, but I'm moving it for now. To it, not through it, as I like to say. To it, not through it. And through. Officially around a 2p target right there. $18, next target down is 18. Hopefully we can see a bloodbath here. Here's some more volume coming on the red side. We can get a bloodbath for a little bit here. And here comes some more stopping volume. Is this going to form another hammer or not? Probably. Let's see if we got enough power to break through. So the 200 bar is saying we don't want to see pivot now. We'll come off 5 ticks off a pivot, locking in 67. I'm going to trail basically 5 over pivot until I see what this wants to do right here. stopping volume comes in fives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5. This is stopping volume right here. So now it's a matter how far does it go up. Hopefully it stops like right in here and then it goes back down. $1.5p today. $1.5p is 49. Trying to let this have some room here before I move to it. I'm hoping that it'll stop and then it'll come back down to retest again. If I was trading two, I'd have already knocked one out. And one would have been knocked out on this up move right here. When I trade one, a lot of times I trade the tortoise side of the trade. All right. Officially, I don't want to see pivot now again. If it gets back to pivot, this moves over. We'll protect the 200 bar line. Comes a Gann signal coming back in here. Maybe, maybe not. 1, 2, this is 3. Can come in quickly. Maybe it gets up to, hopefully it stops right in this area right here. And then it pushes on down again. Did not officially run a 3p target there, so I'm giving it some leeway. And obviously I'm trying to get my target 2 to win and move on back into funded. Once it gets to 3p, if it goes there, I'm always will take 3p or greater. So let's measure here. We got to 23 and we wanted 18. Got within 5 ticks of that mark. What do we got going on here? We got, oh, beautiful. We have another hammer coming up. This is the third hammer that we've seen, right? Here's one. Let's get that screen draw tool out. So here's a hammer right here. Here's another hammer. Here's a better hammer right there. It's probably the best of the 3 right now. So every time that we push down, we're seeing that hammer trying to stop the down. So hopefully it won't, but we're seeing it. It's support. Every time we're seeing that support coming to the market trying to stop the downward thrust of the market. Right now we're heading down again. Let me stop the screen draw tool. Bye, baby. 58. So what am I looking for right now? Duh. I want this to stop going up, right? What I want to do is for it to go do this. Not that. So we got 1, 2, this could be considered 3. So expect maybe one more move up before it comes down. Although if it wants to come down now, I'm okay with that. Officially, we've locked in a 1p target. Not being stupid, still going to get some gains on the account. Don't be stupid. So what we're going to do is hold at 59 and get our 20 ticks and hope the market has more business down here to do. Looking at our 15-minute chart, it's a little bit more telling right now. So we see hammers like we've seen in the 5-minute chart. Right here is the first hammer that we're seeing, all things being equal right now, trying to show a hammer here at the 8 to 8:15 mark, or excuse me, the 9:15 to 9:30 mark. So we did the extension. Let's go and see the other side of this now. And what I want to look at is what kind of retracement do we see. So here's a 50% retracement level, and that's where we are. It reached down to the 38.2%, pushed off of the 15-minute 200 bar right there. It's uncanny how these numbers become like that. It happens over and over and over again. Doesn't mean this will be the end of the down, just that it's pushing off right there. Now this is a pretty strong hammer coming in the market right now. This might be the end of the down for a while. Don't like the way this is looking at all for the downside. We might get caught in the wash as it moves up here. Here's the 4th time. I really don't want to see pivot. Hopefully this is it. So that was the last time up, and now we're heading down. It's all based upon what we see right here. There's your stopping volume. So back here we see our stopping volume. Pushes down here, and this whole movement is off of this volume that came in right there. And if that's the bottom, then obviously it'll push. Hopefully not, though. So what I believe here is this is an upward move before we move down again. And it's, are we protecting too tight? I don't want to lose all the way back to my even target. So I mean, I got to be smart and take some profit here. Ideally, yeah, I'd like to have the low down here. I mean, yeah, I'd like to be smart enough to grab it right there. I probably should have just closed it out at that point when I saw all this volume coming in. But the hope part of me was hoping that this move would stop right around this area and head down. I don't like re-entering the market when I'm in a good position, though. That's the whole point of staying and why I would trade that second. And I got close to putting on a second, but I didn't do it. Up here at the 8 o'clock mark, I got close to adding right in here. And then I would have been able to take that one off and to give me a lot of staying power. Hopefully we'll see a push back down to here. Go retest the 23 level and push down through it. Hopefully before we get knocked out. Let's redraw our trend line cutting through prices. Let's use this 1, 2, 3. So this is 4 if it'll break. So we're going to have to move down to move up now. So hopefully we can move down, and when it does move down, it won't stop until we hit our lovely target that I want. But hopefully we'll at least push down past 18. Okay, here comes the downside pressure. Finally gives us the ability to go 3 off of this now. We can officially say 53. We don't want to see the market get to 53 now. Hope we can push down and at least run our 3P target. You know, guys, this is why I like trading the short side. It's easier on my mental stability. When it does move, you know, it moves in more of a rhythm that I like to see. Double bottom here. This is not the low. Yeah, it is the low now. The low is at 23. Can we push down and through it? We're going to protect 49, 1.5p. New low here. What kind of power does it have in it though? Is this all she wrote? Is it just a double bottom? Needs to at least break it by 5 to 7. Nothing down here though. S1 today is located at 64.99. So let's see that. There's 64.99, and there's my beautiful target sitting there too. All right, we're going to protect breakpoint. I really don't want to see it move back up here now. 46. Double bottom right now. Hopefully this is not the end of the down. We come on down here more. I think we need to see some more capitulation on the short side before it stops coming down. Who knows though? Markets are a funny thing. If I take my profits right now, I'm at 31,222. Hoping to push down through S1 and through to my targets, what I want. I'm holding plus 10 ticks off of 33 right now. You know, guys, we had a 6.8 million barrel surplus that was found, negating out a lot of that minus crap that they've been giving out over the last few weeks. So you can't tell me that it's not a manipulated. To it, not through it. To it, not through it. Through it. Officially run 3P right there. 3P has been run. Now it's a matter of how far we come down now. Low now is 16. One trade win today. We'll hold 39. Call it 41. If we push down one more time, then I'll protect 3P. Underneath here, then I'll be protecting that 3P area. $65.16 from 22 was an 8. Was that 6 ticks? 6.7 from 23. So it's kind of that iffy mark. What I'm hoping for is a push down to S1 right now. Let me release the chart so you can see what I'm talking about. So what I want to see is push down and through to the S1 mark quickly. I want to see that move. Volume hasn't shown any signs of capitulation yet. Usually I like to see a 2,000 at least bar before I start tightening it up. See a 2,000 plus bar or 5,000 bar, man, I'll hit the flatten button quicker than you can say whistle Dixie. We'll go ahead and protect at 39 now. Looking for the push. Looking for a high red bar volume too to protect the 3P target. Then I just have to wait another trading day. Sure wish I traded that second contract. I'd already be in bonus and out, not having to worry about an extra, what is this, 20 ticks from here, 25. Fake out. Fake out on no volume. pushes up, the push down harder. Can I stay in it though? Going to hold at 41. Can we get a witness? 4P down is 98. So 98 is the next down target. Right in here, and hopefully we can push down enough to get me what I need. I'm not being stupid though. I'm trying to take as much as the market will give me as well. But my plan is trying to win today. $4P is 98. If we have enough power to push down through here and hit a little bit lower than the S1. We're so close to S1, it should go test it, you would think. All right, we can officially hold at 39 now. Eventually, this is going to run over that 200 bar line, but it gives me the ability to stay in that short side trade and try not to be too close to the market at any given time when I'm running with the tortoise side of the trade. Now, if we push down to S1, I'm going to protect the 3P line. On one side, I know what I want, right? Going to maximize our profit. We're going to protect the 33 line now. Taking as much as I can get. Make my Monday a little bit easier manage to, hopefully, if I don't get my target today. New low is 65.10 and no real volume to show that yet. I think the market's going to have to at least see S1. Hopefully we can see S1 if nothing else. Here comes some support into the market right there. We're going to go ahead and protect 27 now. We reach 98, I'll protect 3P. If I take my profits right now, I'm at 31,382. So it'd be silly not to try to take advantage of winning on a trade that you're winning. And hopefully using momentum to win the day. It's much easier to win on a momentum driven day. That's what I'm getting at. Alright, we're going to protect a 3P target now. Within 10 ticks of hitting this, protecting 3P, so we're going to either get our target or the 3P now. Down to 98, hit but not through. 4P, hit but not through. We got it! Bingo, bango, bongo, hello! Just one redevelopment right there. Back to the funded account. Back to the funded account. Back to the funded account. Woohoo! Number 7, I think. 7th time. Holy shit! Did you say 7? Holy shit! Did you just say 7? Yeah, it's the 7th time back to the funded account. You think maybe one of these days I'll win the damn thing and get the $5,000 account side of that, and then get the 5,000 so I can get the 5,000 so I can stay in the funded account. You think maybe, hey, maybe I get that 5,000, get that, yeah, flip flop status, Oh shit! All right, so let's follow through. If I didn't go after what we just saw to win the let's follow through and see where this would have knocked us out eventually, toward the side of the trade. So that'll make all the TopStepTrader things green again. Let me get my the only thing I needed on that particular thing was I'll bring over the dashboard here in a second. So the only thing I needed right now was this. I needed that. Everything else was green, right? This is what I've got to control though. And oh, what is it? The bar chartist or the other dude? Both of them actually are pretty good. Infinite Solutions and the bar chartist. I think it was the bar chartist that said that, hey, be careful, and he's right. What I need to do is make the average losing day that amount, and I did control my losing after I posted that up. That was too close. That was too close. I'm gonna tell you what happened on that day. I allowed my pride to almost lose redevelopment. You know, at some point you got to say, you know what, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I was an idiot that day. Most certainly. Outside of that one day, I did pretty good. If I can control that demon, but basically, you know, guys, it's the demon. It's a demon that lives inside of you as a trader. It's like F you, man. It's not going to take me out. I'm too good to be knocked out. And it's you know, it lives inside each and every one of us. And if you don't believe it, then you're not trading. By the way, 77 is a 5P target. If I was trading 2, I would have knocked 1 out on that move that we talked about earlier, going up. And then I'd be trailing the second one off of this. But I'd be coming down hard now, knowing that I'm running into the 75 mark as the Gann signal. So if I was trading this 75 right there, I'm telling you, this is where I'm exiting right there. I'm out. I'm out. Officially, I'd be done. If I had a trailer, this is where I would be right on top of this 75. I might give it a few ticks to 79 to 85. Maybe I give it 10 ticks here. That's about as far as I want though. 75, I'd take that any day of the week when we hit our Gann number. What am I talking about? Any day that I can run a Gann signal number, that's a good target at any given day. Based upon, and this is based upon the open, which was over here 65.99. So that is a good range of movement on any given day to be able to hit the magic number. Gann talks about it in his work, WD Gann. So the upside pressure was 67.24, downside 64.75. This would have been a mark that I'd be more than happy to take away and say, thank you, market, for allowing me the ability to win this day. And it's uncanny how often the market runs these levels and then stops. If you look at yesterday, it was around 6,600. It didn't run the 6,600 until around the stock market close, but it was, maybe at tops I would hold the 80 mark. What did I say? 80. 77 is 5p, by the way. Let's get that where it belongs. This line right here would be how I'd look at it right now. I'd go yellow line plus 3. That's how I would hold. If I was going to hold it and I want to hold on this, then I'm holding on the 50 bar, yellow line plus 3. I know I'm going to hit that. It's going to hit at some point. Wow, what a nice down move. Certainly now I'm on yellow line. If I would have 75 or yellow line, I'm trailing behind this by 3. This is how I would trade this. If I didn't take it all off at 75, I would use this yellow line plus 3. Right now, currently, we would put it at about 72, 73. I would be holding at 75 now. I'd hold that 75 mark and want the Gann number. Maybe 77 on the 4P today, since 5P was 77. I might hold there. By the way, 57 was a 6P down move. 57. So I'm either out here or I'm holding at 4P today. This is how I would handle this trade. Take as much as it'll let me have. On this downside movement. You don't get these very often, and when you do get them, you take advantage of them. And maybe I come off 2 ticks off 77 because I don't want to be on 77. Maybe I protect at 79. I would not protect any higher than 79 right now. I don't like being on 7s, I don't like being on 5s, and I don't like being on 0s. So, and that's just my superstition, but 0s and 5s are bad numbers to have as exit points on your winning trades, or your losing trades for that matter. Your stops, putting it at 0s and 5s, unless it's a profit target that it runs through. So that is I would not allow the market to get over 79. Hit 79, I want out. If I wouldn't have already been out. Most likely I would have taken my profits at 75 and been happy with the win. Just so you understand my thinking. 78, 79 right there. So no matter what, I'd be out of this trade right there. That would be the last mark in the sand for me right there. I don't care if it goes down to 65 right now. This is where I want out. I'm looking back at this red bars through here. Here's your 2,000 bars coming in. So this would be more of a line of if I wanted to use a re-entry point below this levels. But you know, when I win a day like this day, like so if I would get this max gain like that on 2, I'm telling you, I'm done. So you know, let's go back and let's look at max gain today, since we're having. If I would have traded 2. Most likely would have been out 1 right through here. So 39, let's just use 39 as the first exit. 65.79 less 39. $40 ticks there roughly. And then I would have got the 100 tick move right here. 79 plus 79. That'd be maximum profit. So today that'd be 140. Maximum profit today on the trade, trading 2 contracts, with around 140 ticks or 1,400 bucks. So that would have been final exit on the day. So let me get the screen draw tool out. I already got that out. Let me get to saving this. Actually, I want to capture it this way. And I want to do this. Reach down to 6p today. That's a dang nice move in any given day. Be able to reach a 6 in a move. So once again, 5p was located today. 5p was located at 64.77. 6 was located at 57. I'll bring it over. And if I was looking at the tortoise side of the trade, right there, 64.79, right? That'd have been all that I want to take, knowing that Gann was 64.75. I would protect that like stink on shit. Total, if I could have traded 2 today, max profit, and most likely how I would look at max profit. Would be max profit would have been on 2 contracts, or a series of 2. That's how I would have looked at that trade today. Most likely I would have had to have, you know, some gains in the account to be able to feel comfortable about trading that second contract on. This is how I would handle this trade today. Hopefully that makes some sense. The market moved down and continues to move down, but I'm telling you, I'd be out of this. The days that the market moves further than this are slim. I mean, if I was lucky enough to hold this, I still would protect that 75, 79 line. I don't know. I mean, where's the market end up today? Who knows? But I'm just telling you, that's how I would have traded this day. It's hard to get out of a market that's moving in your favor. I just found it to be beneficial to have a profit target in mind and allow that market to run to it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, ideally, I'd love to say, oh, yes, I'd still be in this. I'm going to get the low of whatever the low is. But my history is that, you know, when I can get something that's, you know, I don't know about you, but if I can pull out 140 ticks on a trading day, that's a damn good trading day. Regardless of how you look at it today, I made 85 ticks on one. So I made my profit target. The market obviously helped today. It continues to fall. Look at that. Oh, I've been looking for this kind of movement from November and December and all of January. I mean, we're talking 3 months without seeing this beautiful, absolutely gorgeous down move. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Maybe we're done going up for at least temporarily. You know, downside pressure, you got okay, before we leave, let's talk about that. Let's pull out our daily chart. Let's get rid of all this because we don't need it anymore. And let's look at dailies across the board, what we can see. Alright, so we're going to have to measure a retracement. So 50% retracement of prices brings the market into the 54 range through 57. So that's kind of where the market could fall, maybe as low as reaching down to the 200 bar, right? There'll be a lot of support coming into the market when the market reaches into the 57 to 51 range. Lots of support down here. Will it go down here? I don't know. I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I'm not in any positional trade. I wished I was, but I didn't get in any positions yet. Been concentrating on getting myself back into funded. Not worrying about what I want to do as a positional trader. I want to win the frickin' funded account and stay in the damn thing is what I want to do right now. But a long-term basis, as a positional or swing trader, if I could have been lucky enough to hold here, that's the targets I'd be looking for. Anywhere through here for the market to fall. The market pushes back up. blue bar, if I would have held, always use the blue bar plus 5 ticks. So eventually you get knocked out, but when I'm using it, I always will say, okay, if when in doubt, blue bar, 200 bar SMA plus 5 ticks. That'd make it 79, 80, 81. So that would be final exit on trade. No matter what else I said today, I always on a win, and I'm trailing on that tortoise. When I got a big win, I use the blue bar plus 5 ticks usually, 5 to 7. So most likely, that 75 is going to be a good area to be out of this market. That's it. That's all I got. An hour and a half of me bullshitting with you today. All right, I'm done. Have a great rest of your weekend. I'm just happy to be alive and move on back to funded. See you soon.